to or you were just appointed. Congratulations. So if you want to raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, the Charter of the City of Troy, and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the Office of Election Commission in and for the City of Troy, County of Oakland, State of Michigan, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I do.
Okay, and I will email this oath to you, and then you can sign it and get it back to me.
Okay.
And so I will call this meeting to order for the Election Commission. So for the roll call, Harry Philo.
Here.
Ray Watts.
Here.
And Aileen Dixon, City Clerk, is here.
Yep.
First order of business is the resolution to approve participation in electronic meetings. So we have to approve this in order to authorize us to hold electronic meetings in accordance with the Executive Order 2020-129, which extended the OMA to electronic meetings. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
I move we approve.
Okay. And
Go
second?
Second.
Second. Okay, so moved by Mr. Watts, seconded by Mr. Philo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second order of business is the resolution to allow the electronic receipt of public comment. So we did post that people could provide public comment through an email address or a phone number. We have not received any public comment, but we had that opportunity out there. But this would allow us to receive public comment through electronic means instead of having people present, which would normally be the case. Do I have a motion to approve the electronic receipt of public comment for the Election Commission?
So moved.
Support.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Philo and seconded by Mr. Watts that we approve the electronic receipt of public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next order of business is the approval of the minutes from the January 30th, 2020 meeting. The minutes were provided in the packet that was emailed to you. Is there a motion to approve those?
Go ahead, Ray.
Well, my understanding of Robert's Rules of Order is this something I cannot vote on since I was not attending that meeting.
Right. So we typically, Robert's Rules of Order body, it's not typically meant for a 3-person commission. So it's kind of hard to really stick to those rules.
Okay.
We do the best we can, but in this case, it's okay for us to be voting on minutes, whether or not you were at that meeting.
So we just call them Bob's Rules and
Yeah, the shortened version. but just for the sake of I'll move this motion since I was definitely at this meeting.
Okay. Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item of business is the authorization to conduct the testing for the August 4th primary election. So the Election Commission is responsible for conducting the testing of the machines and the software and the ballots for every election. But the Election Commission can authorize the clerk and her staff to take over that duty for the Election Commission. So that's what this resolution would do. Typically this is done here because otherwise you guys would have to come in and test all our machines for us. So we volunteer to take over that job for you.
Right.
Right.
Well, it depends on what the pay is for coming in to do that.
Right. Yeah. Probably not enough.
Right.
So do I have a motion?
I move the resolution.
Thank you.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Watts and seconded by Mr. Philo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next order of business is the approval of the election inspector assignments for the August 4th, 2020 primary. You were also provided those in your agenda packet. This also authorizes the clerk to make emergency adjustments to those assignments if needed. So we typically have people that either sign on after our meeting to be election workers and they get trained and everything, or they drop out. And so this would allow me to also be flexible in moving people around as needed, but still maintaining the balance of Republican and Democrat in each precinct or each counting board. So, and again, the list was provided to you. This list, when it's a statewide election, needs to also be transmitted to your respective party representatives. So the person that is either the chair of your party or something for Oakland County, you would just need to send those on to them so that they can keep track of all of that stuff. So do you have any questions, or does somebody like to move the resolution?
So
I move the
moved.
resolution.
I'll say moved by Mr. Watts and seconded by Mr. Philo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I would
Okay.
comment that that is obviously a really big task, and I didn't realize how large that it was.
Right.
So my hat goes off to you and your staff for
Thank
the
you.
good work.
The deputy clerk, Cheryl Stewart, and one of our office assistants, Heather Homiak, they put together those lists and manage all of our inspectors. And we expect about 350 or so, 350 inspectors for the August election. And it's a huge task when you think of people that want to work part days, and then you have to have 2 or 3 people to fill in all the part days for the election day. Or when you figure people drop out, they call at the last minute and want to be trained. And they also coordinate all of our training and put together all of our training documents. And so it's a huge job, but they do a really good job making sure we have our staff, because we have a minimum of 3 in each precinct, but obviously 3 would not be enough. We have to have more than that. So especially with the pandemic and stuff, it's been a big challenge, but they've done a great job putting all that together. So
Sure.
do you guys have any discussion items? Anything you want to comment on?
No,
No?
not really.
Okay.
Not at this time. I would just say that I appreciate Cheryl's guidance, in getting me in the commission. I thank the city council for the nomination and the election, and appreciate the opportunity to serve. And
Well,
thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
thanks, Philo.
thank you for signing up, because obviously we couldn't have a meeting without you. So
There you go.
Thanks for
Okay.
joining us and being flexible with the electronic meetings. It's different. We usually meet in the boardroom, but
Sure.
so with that, I will adjourn the meeting at 10:10 a.m. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.